Welcome back. We're here at IamUAB to talk to somebody who has been part of this UAB program, I bet behind the scenes most of the time, but a true football person. Tommy Bringham, who is the chairman of ARC Realty, but more than that, probably has been the closest person. Bill couldn't say this, but I can say this. Has been the spiritual side of Bill as he's fought through what he's had to fight through. Been there, answered every phone call, rallied the business community. I think what's been accomplished by the foundation really is in large part because Tommy has been the glue that's brought those people and held them together. And Tommy, I just want you to make some statements about how you feel about this place. I mean, you're a football person.
I am a football person.
Tommy's had two collegiate players in his own house, and
right.
One on the staff here.
Right.
So he's a highly invested part of this program right now, and man that loves football, loves Birmingham. All the pieces that have come together to make a day like today happen.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's to me this is really the beginning, not the culmination, of a new renaissance that's taking place in UAB football, UAB history, and in the city of Birmingham. And I think people need to recognize how important it is that the UAB football and basketball and the athletic departments oftentimes in all institutions are the front porch of those institutions. And it draws a lot of attention across the country to who you are and what you're about, which really then it ultimately increases your student population growth, job creation. And so football really has become the catalyst for what we believe is a renaissance for the city of Birmingham wholeheartedly.
Well, I'm from Birmingham, and you're speaking right into my heart when you say that. And I want you to reflect on some things here. I think we both know Bill, Coach Clark, in different ways, different maybe periods of time.
Right.
You know his soul, and you know he's had to fight through a lot of things, even recently, you know,
yeah.
That are a reaffirmation of this program and what it can do for Birmingham. And if you would just make some comments about the path that you've walked with Bill.
Yeah, this has been really one of the more remarkable friendships. It's not a long friendship. We actually met for the first time when he was the defensive coordinator at South Alabama. And my sons both played for Joey Jones, and Joey and I have been friends for years. And so I met Bill down there. I could see in him the passion, the intensity, and the character that he had when he was at South Alabama. And of course, then when he went to Jacksonville State, I knew they'd be a winner because you'd already built the foundation.
He took it to another level, though.
Well, you both did, and of course it continues with Coach Grass. But when Bill came to UAB, I was really excited because I felt for the first time that I could remember, maybe since when Watson came, but you know, I don't think Watson ever was given the real tools to be successful.
Yep, I agree.
That we had a coach that really could rally the troops, could create an environment and a culture where UAB football could rise to another level. And obviously we were very disappointed when it went away, and then when the opportunity came about to discuss the fact that there was a chance to get back, and to see Bill and his willingness to stay the course, to not go to the next job opportunity, and to just watch his character unfold and what he wanted to accomplish for the city of Birmingham was so impressive. And it really caused me to draw near to him, I guess, in a more personal way, and begin to ask questions. Why are you doing this? Yeah. And when I began to really see his heart, it became obvious that we as a community need to invest in Bill Clark, because I think Bill is a diamond in the rough.
I do too.
And that he's the kind of guy that can not only create a winning championship culture, but I really believe if we'll give him the tools and the opportunity behind the scenes to create an environment and the financial resources probably to make this thing successful, you know, he could be here a long time and we could really have championship football at the highest level.
Yep, I agree. Talk about going forward. You probably understand more of the inside and outside dynamics more than anybody. Could you speak to what the dynamics are that are in place and moving right now, and how they need to move, what is needed in those dynamics to move this to exactly where
Next level.
the championship level that we're talking about?
Well, I think first of all, for those of the group that founded the UAB Athletic Foundation, this is a beginning point, really. We've had an executive committee meeting. We have our first foundation meeting February 15th, where the entire foundation will meet for the first time, talk about our agenda, our fundraising goals, really our future, both in terms of football and athletics broadly. I think that the most important thing that I could tell whoever's the listening audience is that this needs to be a grassroots campaign.
Yep. This
needs to be not just a bunch of folks in the business community that are investing their time, talent, and treasures into UAB football, but it needs to be a grassroots effort that everybody gets involved with. I think some of the ideas that you've had, Jack, about the app and the IamUAB website, and the ability for the foundation to create its own website, to get people to participate and be very much like what you see in the political process.
Right.
You know, you saw that Bernie Sanders raised $20 million in $25 and $30 gifts.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is the most unique opportunity, maybe in America, for the UAB family, the Birmingham community, to rally together and participate and really own this opportunity, own this institution, and own this football program as their own.
Yep, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Tommy, let me ask you this. You know, the university, one of the top 30 in the country, one of the top 50 in the world, and a lot of that because of the medicine and the research. Looking at the whole piece, and the undergraduate program is what the football program is more attached to. When you look at a lot of these members on the foundation board are economic development driven. I mean, there's a handful of y'all that got fire in the belly for football, but that is not necessarily what has driven this. Can you speak to the economic development of what UAB means to Birmingham? You've already spoken to what football team would mean to the university, but what should people know that are looking at this as stakeholders of Birmingham, maybe that haven't gotten attached to UAB ever before?
Well, I think it's really important that people understand the facts.
Yeah.
And the fact is that UAB is the largest employer in the state. I think it's 26,000 employees. It has a $5 billion annual economic engine. When you compare that to Tuscaloosa, which is about $1 billion, and I think $200 million at Huntsville, this is the bell cow of the university system in terms of economic engine. If you think in terms of what it's going to take to be successful, we've got a world-class medical facility. We've got a world-class dean of our medical school in Selwyn Vickers. We've got leadership comprehensively across the board at every level, and department heads and deans. If we grow our student population by 1,000 students, we grow $50 million into our annual economy. Imagine if we grew 10,000 students over 10 years, how robust our downtown would be, how many jobs would be created in terms of new faculty, new research and development, new business development, new retail, new housing. And if you take 10 years at 1,000 kids a year, I know that's seems like an impossible dream, but if you look at what happened in Tuscaloosa, they grew about 10,000 in 10 years. There's no reason that we can't do the same thing. And if we focus through enrollment management in an effective way at UAB, and we grow this student population between 5,000 and 10,000, we'll have a $250 to $500 million economic impact in this city on an annual basis.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yes.
And people need to hear that, and that's the reason people need to get invested in UAB football in this university.
Amen to that. And I'll say this, Tommy. I know, because Bill tells me, I know how important you've been in pulling all the pieces together. You've been one of the consummate facilitators of the community coming together, the business community coming together. And I appreciate it, because a lot of the things that I support Bill in doing basically are deferred up the ladder. I don't know how many calls you and Bill have a day, but I assume it's a few.
Well, a few.
Yes. And you represent him across many, which is representing me and the people who love this program. And we just want you to know we think about it. We appreciate you for it.
I'm happy to be involved, and I think everybody needs to, as cliche as it sounds, team means together everyone achieves more. This is a team effort, and it's a comprehensive team effort, and everybody needs to participate, and if everybody will, we will be overwhelmingly successful.
I am UAB. Are you?